Look at the grout in your bathroom right now. Not a quick glance. Really look at it. The lines between your tiles that started out white or light gray and are now some shade of brown, dark gray, or black that no amount of scrubbing seems to fully reverse. You've attacked it with bleach spray. You've tried the branded grout cleaners that promise to restore it in minutes. You've maybe even gone at it with a toothbrush and baking soda paste until your hand cramped. It looks better for a few days, sometimes a week, and then the discoloration creeps back. You've started to assume this is just what grout looks like after a few years, that staining is inevitable, that restoration is temporary, and that eventually you'll need to regrout the whole bathroom. That assumption is costing you money. And a white powder that costs $2 and has been sitting in laundry aisles since the 1980s removes that staining permanently, from the inside out, in a single overnight treatment. And the $4 billion tile and grout cleaning industry has been counting on you never making that connection.
The powder is sodium percarbonate. You may have never heard that name, but you have almost certainly bought it without knowing it. It is the active ingredient in OxiClean. It is what makes Vanish Oxy Action fizz. It is what every Oxy cleaning product in every supermarket is built around. Sold at a significant markup, diluted with fillers, packaged in branded containers, and marketed as a breakthrough cleaning technology. In its raw, pure form, it costs under $2 per 100 grams and is available from online supplement and cleaning supply retailers. And it does something to grout that no chlorine bleach spray, no baking soda paste, and no professional cleaning service wand actually does. It eliminates the staining from inside the porous structure of the grout, not just from the surface. To understand why that matters, and why every other method you've tried has failed long-term, you need to understand what grout actually is and why it stains the way it does. Grout is not a smooth, sealed surface. Cement-based grout, which is what the vast majority of household tile installations use, is inherently porous. Its structure is full of microscopic channels, cavities, and passages that run through its entire depth. This porosity is not a flaw. It is how grout is engineered. The porous structure allows it to bond strongly to the tile edges and the substrate beneath, creating the durable, load-bearing joint that holds your tiles in place. But that same porosity means that every drop of water, every splash of soap, every particle of skin oil, every mold spore, and every organic compound that contacts your grout surface does not just sit on top of it, it sinks in. It travels through those microscopic channels into the body of the grout and deposits itself at varying depths below the surface. The staining you see on the surface is just the visible evidence of contamination that extends millimeters into the material. This is the fundamental reason that surface sprays fail. Chlorine bleach spray, sodium hypochlorite, is the most commonly reached for grout cleaner in the world. It works through oxidative chemistry, breaking down the color-producing molecules in surface stains. And it does this effectively, on the surface. But chlorine bleach is a thin liquid with relatively poor penetrating ability into porous materials. It contacts the grout surface, reacts with whatever staining is in the top fraction of a millimeter, and then the reaction is complete. The staining that has penetrated deeper into the grout structure is untouched. But something else happens too. Chlorine bleach is approximately 94 to 95% water. That water carrier, following the spray application, is drawn into the porous grout by capillary action, the same mechanism that draws water into a sponge. And as that water travels into the grout, it carries with it any dirt and organic material that was suspended on the surface. You clean the surface with bleach and simultaneously drive some of the surface contamination deeper into the grout with the water that carries it. Within a week, the staining is back, often darker than before, because it is deeper than before.
Sodium percarbonate works on an entirely different principle and at an entirely different depth. When sodium percarbonate, a white crystalline powder, contacts warm water, it immediately undergoes a chemical decomposition reaction. It splits into two compounds, hydrogen peroxide and sodium carbonate. These two compounds then work in combination.
The hydrogen peroxide is a powerful oxygen-based bleaching and oxidizing agent, the same compound used in hair bleaching, in wound disinfection, and in industrial textile bleaching. The sodium carbonate raises the pH of the resulting solution to approximately 10.5, creating a strongly alkaline environment. That alkaline environment does two things. It activates and sustains the hydrogen peroxide reaction for a longer period, and it breaks down grease, soap scum, and oily organic compounds through saponification, the same process that turns fats into soap.
Now, here is the key difference from bleach. As hydrogen peroxide decomposes, it releases active oxygen, molecular oxygen in a highly reactive form. This active oxygen does not stay on the surface. It penetrates into the porous structure of the grout, traveling through those microscopic channels to reach contamination at depth. And as it travels, it attacks stain molecules through oxidation, breaking the chemical double bonds in the chromophores, which are the specific molecular structures responsible for the color in organic stains. When those double bonds are broken, the molecule loses its color and becomes water-soluble. The stain molecule does not just get covered or masked, it is chemically dismantled and rendered soluble so it can be rinsed out of the grout entirely. This is why the results of sodium percarbonate treatment are permanent in a way that bleach spray results are not. You are not removing the surface appearance of the stain. You are eliminating the stain molecule from inside the material.
The visible evidence of this happening is the fizzing you see when sodium percarbonate solution contacts the grout surface. That fizzing is active oxygen releasing as the hydrogen peroxide decomposes. Those oxygen bubbles are traveling into the porous grout structure, doing chemistry at depth, and carrying loosened organic material back to the surface as they rise. It is microscopic cleaning action happening inside the grout, not just on top of it. Here is the exact method, and there are two versions depending on how severe the staining is. For moderate staining, grout that is discolored over 1 to 2 years of normal use, the liquid solution method handles it completely. Dissolve 2 tablespoons of sodium percarbonate powder in 2 cups of warm water. Warm water matters significantly. Research on the bleaching performance of sodium percarbonate confirms that water temperature is the single most influential variable in cleaning performance, ahead of both concentration and contact time. Warm water accelerates the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide into active oxygen species, increasing the penetration rate and the oxidative power of the solution. Pour or sponge the solution directly onto the grout lines, making sure to saturate them completely. Let it sit for a minimum of 20 minutes. During this dwell time, you will see gentle fizzing along the grout lines. That is the chemistry working inside the porous surface. After 20 minutes, scrub with a stiff grout brush or an old toothbrush using firm back and forth strokes. Rinse with clean water. The change from before to after is significant and immediate. For severe staining that has been building for years, grout that has turned from white to near black, grout with visible mold or mildew penetration, grout that has not responded to any previous cleaning method, use the paste method with an overnight dwell time. Mix sodium percarbonate with just enough warm water to form a thick, spreadable paste, similar in consistency to toothpaste, wet enough to activate but thick enough to stay where you put it. Apply this paste directly onto the grout lines using an old toothbrush or a small spatula, pressing it in firmly to ensure it makes contact with the porous surface rather than sitting on top. Once the paste is applied, cover it with plastic wrap. Press the wrap down onto the paste to create a seal that prevents evaporation and air exposure. Leave it overnight, 6 to 8 hours minimum, 12 hours for the worst cases. The plastic wrap step is critical, and almost nobody who tries this method at home does it. When sodium percarbonate paste is left exposed to air, 2 things happen that reduce its effectiveness. First, the water in the paste evaporates, slowing and eventually stopping the hydrogen peroxide decomposition reaction that drives the cleaning action. Second, hydrogen peroxide itself is unstable in contact with air and decomposes faster when exposed to atmospheric oxygen and light. The plastic wrap seal prevents both. It keeps the moisture in and creates a closed environment where the hydrogen peroxide can work steadily and at full activity level throughout the entire overnight treatment period. This is what professional grout cleaning services do with their chemical treatments before applying high-pressure steam. They maximize chemical dwell time and prevent premature decomposition. The plastic wrap costs nothing and replicates that professional protocol entirely. After the overnight dwell, remove the plastic wrap, scrub with a stiff brush, and rinse thoroughly with clean water. The grout that comes up after an overnight paste treatment is often so dramatically different from before that people initially assume something has gone wrong. The improvement is that visible.
One honest limitation before you go buy a bag. Sodium percarbonate is highly effective on organic staining. Dirt, mold, mildew, soap scum, body oils, and food residue, which together account for the vast majority of grout discoloration in any home bathroom or kitchen. For staining caused by chemical dyes, certain hair dyes, fabric dyes, or concentrated chemical spills, the oxidative chemistry of sodium percarbonate may reduce but not fully eliminate the discoloration, depending on the specific dye compound involved. And if your grout has been coated with an epoxy-based waterproof sealer, the sealer itself prevents any solution from penetrating. You need to address or remove the sealer before treatment. For standard uncoated or cement-sealed grout, which covers the overwhelming majority of home bathrooms and kitchens, this method works completely.
Also, sodium percarbonate, in its raw form, is a mild irritant for skin and eyes. Wear rubber gloves and avoid touching your face while handling the powder or paste. It is classified as environmentally safe and biodegradable. It breaks down into oxygen, water, and sodium carbonate with no toxic residue. It is rated 1 to 2 on the Environmental Working Group database, which puts it among the safest cleaning agents available. But the powder form is concentrated, and skin contact over an extended period can cause dryness. Gloves are the simple solution. Now think about what the industry has built on top of the gap in knowledge that this powder fills. The global tile and grout cleaning service market was valued at $3.8 billion in 2024, projected to reach $7.9 billion by 2033, growing at nearly 9% annually.
The U.S. tile and grout cleaning market alone was valued at $1.8 billion in 2024. Companies like Stanley Steamer, ChemDry, ServPro, ZeroRes, and OxyFresh have built national franchise networks on the premise that grout cleaning is a professional service requiring specialist equipment, specialist chemistry, and a service call at somewhere between $200 and $500 for a bathroom. Their specialist chemistry is frequently oxygen-based, the same fundamental mechanism as sodium percarbonate, at higher concentration and delivered through professional equipment that applies it under pressure. The chemistry is the same. The pressure equipment increases speed and mechanical agitation. It does not change what the active ingredient does inside the grout. A $2 bag of sodium percarbonate and a plastic wrap seal overnight replicates the chemistry. The $400 service adds equipment and speed. You choose which is worth more to you for a bathroom you can treat on a Sunday evening and rinse on Monday morning. Church & Dwight, the parent company of OxyClean, reported over $6 billion in global net sales in 2024. A significant share of that revenue comes from selling sodium percarbonate at a dramatic markup, diluted and packaged under a brand name. The branded OxyClean product contains approximately 35 to 40% sodium percarbonate, with 5% active oxygen. Pure sodium percarbonate from a bulk supplier is 100% sodium percarbonate. You use less of it per treatment, it costs a fraction of the price, and it produces the same or better results because you control the concentration. The molecule does not know what packaging it came from. The tile cleaner product market, the branded sprays, gels, and specialist cleaners sold specifically for tile and grout, was valued at over $470 million in 2025, growing toward nearly $800 million by 2035. Every one of those products is competing for the same problem that a $2 bag of powder already solves more thoroughly. The market exists not because those products are superior to raw sodium percarbonate. The market exists because nobody told you what was in the bag. Share this with someone who has been fighting grout staining for years, or who has been quoted hundreds of dollars for a professional tile cleaning. Drop a comment telling me which room in your home has the worst grout and how long it has looked that way. And follow this page, Because every week, I'm showing you one more thing an industry profits from you not knowing, and the answer is almost always something that costs almost nothing.